you get that? You don't understand the things I do, but I do have my reasons. They're not your reasons, so they're not real to you, but they're real to me, and that's enough. You think selling myself for $100 is nuts? I know women who peddle their daughters to hang on to their husbands. So don't judge my decisions. They're sane. I knew what I was doing every minute, and I am responsible. I lift my skirt, I am responsible. I go down on my knees, I am responsible. If I play the part you want me to play, if I play sick, I won't be responsible. Poor, dumb, sick Claudia. She's not responsible, poor, sick thing. She needs our help. No, I won't play that part. I won't give you that out. I won't be another picture in your hands. Claudia the nut. I won't be nuts for you. Do you get that? Do you get what I'm telling you? Damn you, do you get what I'm telling you? Look, you can sign a piece of paper saying that I'm nuts, but it's just a piece of paper, and I'm not just something on a piece of paper. You can't make me nuts that way, no matter how many times you sign it. And no matter how many times you say it, you can't make me nuts. Or you. Get it straight. I won't be nuts for you. Do you get what I'm telling you? Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the I'm sorry. I know you went to a lot of trouble. Mama, let me touch you. Mama, I love you to the moon and down again, and around the world and back again. Please, let me touch you, Mama. Children will go to many extremes to please and to gain the love of their parents. Sometimes, though, the end result is not what they expected. Superman by Brian Weiler. Her dad always wanted a boy, just 7 years old, and she knew it. She overheard him say it one night to Mom before she passed away. Wish she would have been a boy. She was only 5 at the time, but she knew what that meant. There were other signs too, but she was so young she couldn't recognize them. Little League instead of dance. Tonka trucks and G.I. Joes replaced dress-up and dolls. And they ate. Dad would feed her like a truck driver. He wanted a big, strong girl. Clean your plate. It'll be hair on your chest. So she played hard and grew large. At 7 years old, she weighed just under 100 pounds. She wanted so badly to gain her father's approval. Being big had its advantages. Dad, I made this boy cry at school today. He was such a sissy. That's my girl. Dad, I made a home run at recess in kickball. That's my girl. Dad, I love you. But as with most everything, there was a downside. Kids can grow to be so cruel. Lard Butt was her nickname. Kids relished in chanting it. Boys in her class, who were nearly as large as her, were never made fun of. They were feared and respected. The day of the accident, she was trying to change her world. The night before, she had watched as Christopher Reeves flew around as Superman on late-night TV. Superman took flight and circled backwards around the world, faster and faster, until time moved backwards, and his girlfriend, Lois, who had died, came back to life. He changed the past and rewrote the future. At 7, not quite ready to distinguish between what was real and make-believe, she had a thought. Maybe she could do the same thing. This time, though, she would do it right. When she woke up the next morning, she went to the closet. Shoved in the far end, she could see 3 dresses. now sizes too small, hanging beneath plastic. Her favorite, a yellow one with small, printed roses, was bought by her mother for Easter, their last one together as a family. She reached under the plastic and ran her hands over the lace at the hem. It was the last time she had remembered being called pretty. Quickly, she squashed that memory. Pretty is for sissies. She went to the other end and pulled out a gray pair of sweatpants and a hooded sweatshirt that her dad bought her from the lost and found at work. Dressed, she crept to her dad's room. He was still asleep. He would be so surprised when he woke up and Mom was lying next to him and she was the little boy he has always wanted. She snuck to the linen closet and, opening the door, pulled down the biggest towel she could find. Wrapping it in her arms, she melted down the stairs, so quiet, and opened the door, so quiet that no one could ever know she was gone. She began to run, just 3 blocks down the road to the school playground. She hoped there wouldn't be anyone there yet. She feared if someone was watching, it would ruin the magic. No one was around, and her confidence began to grow. She thought, God would have put someone here if he didn't want it to work. It was a sign. Before it was too late, she quickly tied the towel around her neck, long and red like Superman's cape. Coiling the excess cape into her arms, she made her way to the swings. Turning backwards, she spread the chains and sat down, tossing the cape back over her shoulder. With both feet planted firmly on the ground, she pushed back with all of her might. The well-practiced motion took over from there. Curl, kick, higher and higher until she reached the forward pinnacle, causing the chains to go clank before snapping taut as she swung back. If this was going to happen, it would have to be now. She told herself that on the next pass, when she reached the maximum height, she would let go and take flight. She was sure that she would never hit the ground. Rather, she would be flying. And from there, she knew just what to do. Around and around the world, so fast that time would slowly crawl backwards to a time when Mom still tickled her before tucking her in. A time before she was a girl, when she was still inside Mommy's belly, when all those mystical, unexplained things happened. As she kicked forward for the last time, she smiled. This is so perfect. The cold air caused tears to stream down her face. I am Superman, she screamed, and for a moment, she was flying. At 7:35, the school custodian found her body. A horrid sight. A large girl, the one he only knew as Lard Butt, just 7, with skinned knees, hanging. One end of the long red towel wrapped around the chains of the swing, the other tied to her neck. 4 days later, family, teachers, and 3 classmates gathered around the gravesite. The stone, etched with roses, erected next to her mother's, bore these words. Words that if were spoken out loud weeks ago, they might have had the power to change her world. Here lies my daughter, the prettiest daughter a father could ever have. I'm so proud of you. I love you.
A gypsy in Versailles read Tolotha's poem and predicted she wouldn't live past her 60th birthday. Tolotha greeted the gypsy's death sentence with a stoical and bemused gravity. She began to prepare for her own demise as if it were a voyage to a fabulous country whose borders had long since been closed to tourists. When it came time to purchase the casket and make the final arrangements for interment, She insisted her grandchildren accompany her. The Prince of Tides by Pat Conroy. The undertaker, Winthrop Ogletree, was in the foyer of the Victorian house where he practiced his trade.
I'll get straight to the point, Winthrop. I'm going to be dying sometime after my 60th birthday, and I'm not going to be a burden on my family. I'm going to buy the cheapest coffin you have in this boneyard, and I'm not going to have any high-pressure salesmanship trying to push me into some $1 million box.
Oh, Tolliver. It would never occur to me to try to talk anyone into anything. I'm only here to answer questions and to be of service. But Tolliver, I wasn't aware you were ill. You look as if you could live to be 1,000.
I couldn't think of a more worse fate. Is that Johnny Grinley?
Why, yes. He passed on to his greater reward yesterday morning.
You sure do work fast, Winthrop.
I try my best, Tolliver. Johnny lived a good Christian life, and it's a privilege to give him a dignified send-off.
Johnny was the meanest son of a gun who ever wore shoelaces.
Doesn't he look as if he just lie down for a nap?
No, he looks deader than a stone.
On the contrary, Tolliver, he looks as if he could rise up and whistle John Phillips through the march. See the animation on his face? A slight hint of a smile. Do you know how hard it is to put a smile on an arachnophobia victim's face? I mean, anyone can put a smile on a corpse's face, but only an artiste can make it look natural.
I don't want no smile on my face tonight, Kid Winthrop. You better write that down. I don't want to go grinning like a chessy cat while folks go peeking over the side. And I want you to use my own personal makeup, not that cheap crap you use.
I use the finest cosmetics money can buy, Tolliver.
I want to look lovely in death.
I shall make you splendid.
Now, show me the room where you keep the models.
I have one that has you written all over it, Tolliver. There's no need to look any further. This is the only coffin for a lady of your stature in the community.
Where's the pine box? I don't want to be a burden on my family.
That's no problem, Tolliver. We have a very generous time payment plan. All you do is pay a few dollars a month, and by the time you pass on your reward, your family won't have to pay a cent.
How much is this model?
Well, normally it goes for about $1,000, but since you are a friend of the family, I could probably let it go for $825.16 plus tax.
I'll think about it, Winthrop. Now, if you leave me here with my grandchildren so we can talk this over privately, this seems like a very important decision, and I'd like to discuss it with them.
Oh, of course, Tolliver. I was just about ready to suggest that myself. I'll be downstairs in my office. Stop by on your way out. And if nothing here pleases you, I have a mail-and-order catalog of every resting place in the United States.
He left us to confer in private.
It makes me sick to think that old ghoul's gonna see me naked when I'm dead.
How disgusting, Tolliver! We won't allow it. We won't even let him peek.
He has to get you naked when he drains the blood from your veins. I guess it won't make that much difference to me then. I just wish it wasn't Winthrop Ogletree. You could add some vinegar to his voice and pour it over a Caesar salad. And if you're drawing a level breath, you'd have it for days. Here, someone hold this.
What's this for, Tolliver?
I don't like the way these box springs feel.
It's not a mattress, Tolliver. It's not supposed to feel like a hotel bed.
How the heck do you know what it's supposed to feel like? Look, I'm paying quite a bit of money for this thing, and the least they can do is make me comfortable. Besides, I am going to be in it for quite a spell.
Tolliver, will you please get out of there before someone spots us and we get in trouble?
How do I look?
What do you mean, how do you look? You look great.
I mean, how do I look in this coffin? Take a snapshot, Luke.
I can't do that, Tolliver. It's not right.
Look, I'm not going to purchase this casket until I see how I look in it. You wouldn't expect me to buy a dress without trying it on first, would you?
Mrs. Blankship's coming, Tolliver. Please get out of there.
Who that old hat face. She and I used to go to school together. She wasn't worth a penny of